Okay. Whew. Only 1 minute off. Only one specific minute. Ooh, just zoom in one more time. Maybe that's too much. Oh, I'm gonna pass out. Alright. God damn it. There we go. Okay, that's going. This is looking fine. That's there. This is here. This and this. Hello, my friends. Holy moly. Oof. Lone Syndicate says also, or first of all, hello Lone Syndicate, hope you're having a lovely day. Lone Syndicate says also, Grin, drink some dang water if you're dehydrated. Don't need you passing out during a stream. We're about there. Lone Syndicate, we're about there. I was in a whole ass garage type, what is it called? Not a garage, it's like a work. I should know this. I know this. It's just the word is escaping me right now. But basically, it's like a car shop. There, I was in a big ass shop essentially. And fun fact about Canada, winters are so damn cold that you have to I think it's regulated that you have to have a heating unit or like a heater within your, of course, shop. But no such thing for a cooling unit, because so you're just sitting there cooking, baby. You're just sitting there sweating. And if you don't have water, boy, your body don't sweat anymore, you're just wrecked. What is good, Beastie? Beastie says, I has returned. What's good, Beastie? How have you been, buddy? How you been taking care of yourself? All right, me, not so good. If you're gonna throw that back at me, and that hasn't been great. It's been a rough go of it. What's good, Pew Pew? Pew Pew says, hey, Grin, did everything go good yesterday, mama? Everything went pretty good. Yes, today was the day where we had to perform, baby. I was standing on a ladder, putting a giant decal on what essentially is a giant semi-truck. It was extra hard because these fuckers have made technological innovation, I guess, that makes it so that rusting is less on trucks. So they have like these lips, but basically when you're putting a sticker on a giant slab of metal and there's a bunch of shit that like curves out and like a bunch of like a handle that's all weird and a bunch of metal bolts, it just is a fucking horrific nightmare because you have to go in there with a squeegee individually and go around each little rivet, each little piece of steel. You're on top of a huge ass ladder that if you fall you'll crack out in your goddamn skull. And it was hot in hell. It's hot as hell in that place to boot. But you know, it's like kind of a good like, hey, you know how you think like YouTube's a little bit hard? You know how you think like, streaming could be a little bit hard? You know what's really hard? Is when you are in a constant state of motion for the entire, from 8 till 5. Not a single bit of not moving. You're bouncing yourself on a ladder. You're doing this, you're doing that. It's just excessive. But is what it is. Yeah. I'm gonna drink this water, guys. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll talk to you in a hot minute. Also, Pew Pew, just be nice. Been love to see it, Pew Pew. Asking how everyone's doing. Oh, that was a lot of water, dude. I feel like I might throw up. We're okay. All right, you know what they say? When someone's like has heat stroke, you're supposed to literally give them as much water as they can possibly handle and not stress the body by a foreign thing that they were striving to keep sacred immediately, causing an adverse reaction. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I'm doing great. Okay, hopefully you also are doing absolutely wonderful. Now, I have literally no expectations for this stream because I'm a mess. But we are going to make a dent in trying to, bring our boy up to the proper level, okay? Now, question is, where are we gonna start with this? We're trying to make a predecessor to an update basically to our Spore Warden. Use this, bang, throw pixies, murder, and I feel like they're gonna fucking nuke pixies. So I feel like I'm really just waiting to get my ass kicked, but is what it is. Yeah. PPA says, sup, BC, everything's sweet. PPA's been great. BC says, I'm doing great. Just put together a lawnmower so I can finally trim the jungle that is my lawn. God damn, Beastie, that's adulting 500 right there, my guy. Golly, putting together a lawnmower. Is it a push? Has to be a push. Yeah, because you probably live in it's not. We have like an actual thing you sit on. You're going to town. And you're like, yeah, it's a whole ass thing. Spark says, wow, someone on time today. You feeling okay, Grin? I'm confused. I feel like there's a judgment here and then an asking of my well-being. Okay, I don't know which one to respond to. Okay, but first one, yes, we're streaming on the right time today. You son of a bitch, Sparks. But also, we're yes, I'm doing okay. It is like you're in that middle point where as long as you have water, your body will condition itself to sweat and therefore drop your core body temperature. But we were running out of water basically. And I was sitting there like, I'm starting to feel that like kind of like a little tingle in the back of your head. It's like a headache. It's like a heat strokey, you know? Every Canadian at one point will know what it's like to, have hypothermia, and also what it's like to be, have heat stroke, and both severities essentially. Or at least where my city is, we're in the whatever the equilibrium of Canada that gets both horrible and hot, horrible and cold, But I might just being a baby. I might just be being a baby. Lone Sicket says, Grin, my friend, what is on the agenda today? Nothing, really. Nothing, absolutely no. We've done it. We've peaked. Just by starting the stream, I wasn't expecting to be able to make it. We've peaked, boys. But we're going to try work on this Spore Warden build. There we go. It's too high. Far too high. There we go. So, what do we have here? We have the Pixies, we have Cryo, which will probably rock, and I do want to get an enchantment on this thing that basically is when you activate Barrage, you get detonations of AoE, which would fix basically the only problem that this has. We know how Graveborn has Blast Gasp, basically can do a lot of AoE fun things, and AoE is quite good, especially when your enemies constantly clump up together. But feels like that's pretty big nerf. But we don't have any things going. We do have this. Granted, yeah, no, that one's good actually. Yeah, just the extra damage on top, that's fine. This one is okay. What is this one? Calamity? It's actually, yeah, this one's actually pretty good because it uses we do a lot of spell damage with the build anyway. But we don't want that. We do want this. And so what do you think? What do we think, boy? We're gonna go with enchantment that basically is the barrage AoE detonation with cryo. So we're doing 2 elements, baby. Bang bang. We're also gonna be doing what's on here? Cryo damage on action skill start. Cryo damage seems fine. On the shield, we can't. Shield has to be one thing. On the weapon, all damage dealt. Get Well, no. I'm sorry. I really do want to make a build that basically utilizes the half dead meta, which is basically like the class mod that gives you no health, no shield. Sorry, and all that. I don't know. I don't know. No shit. Also, I didn't look through my previous loot the last time, so we just have a full inventory full of trash. Anyways, well, potential trash. But yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. I'm not sure well, yeah, because I don't really want to. We have a full inventory full of trash, so I don't know if I want to make re-roll everything. So no, I think we're gonna re-roll instead of doing chamber runs, which some would say the funnest thing is re-rolling. I hate them. They're the worst people. Anyways, we're gonna do this. Yeah, we're gonna re-roll. So we're gonna first try to aim for getting the AoE barrage on this one. I need to find out which one this is. Let me catch up. Pew Pew says more of a man than me. I'm lazy. Pew Pew, I don't think that makes you a man, buddy. I think that makes you clever. Frankly, the fact that you're not doing this means you balance things out real well. And if you haven't, then hopefully that's, yeah, to me it's a great like, hey, this like constant state of motion job that's like, excessive. Get working harder on the things that you would actually enjoy doing. Like there's a severity of action. And I don't actually mind manual labor, but there's a point when your body starts trembling and shit that it's rough. Granted, you sleep real easy, sad, but when it correlates with a whole day of constant motion into exercise, into streaming, into also having to edit videos, you kind of break a little bit, a little bit. Spark says, Grin, who do you think would win in a fight, a grizzly bear or a gorilla? I feel like a grizzly bear, man. I love gorillas. I think gorillas will do some crazy good shit. They're strong as hell. But there's something so like built to kill that is a grizzly bear, my guy. I don't know. Part of me feels like, yeah. My question would be, how would the gorilla beat the grizzly bear or even do damage, because grizzly bears have like a fucking, especially with bullets, where you can have enough concentrated pressure where you can punch through a flesh maybe, but grizzly bears have like a fuck ton of fat and flesh to where like any sort of impact ain't doing nothing, you know, unless it's a trap with like the jaws of life, like pointy sticks, but even then, ugh. But I feel like in my head, the gorilla would be like smacking the fucking grizzly, and the grizzly would just bite, and then like the gorilla would bleed out, essentially. Not to say the gorillas aren't badass, but just to say that grizzlies are like, you're fucked. You know, like gorillas, you're also fucked. But bear, it's like, I don't know how you even hurt it, you know? A grizzly bear, that's the problem. Is like, unless you have a high-powered round, you're kind of like, well, guess I'm getting my asshole eaten first, because that's how they kill you, apparently. They go ass first, which is horrible. Which is fucking horrible. Pew Pew says, even the mods late SMS. Don't be judging the mods, come on. Pew Pew. Lone Singer says, nah, he was a minute late. He's not on time. It's true. I'm not on time. Although I will say I set the stream to like go. So yes, so I'll take that win for myself. Let's back out and see if I gotta find out what number this save file's in so we can dupe the things. Fluff says, I'll be heading out to pick up a refreshing prescription shortly, but hope y'all are well. Hope you are well too, Fluff. Hopefully your kidney stone gets the hell out of your body. Wish I could say I am. But the kidney stone is persistent, and a new one is stuck. A new one is snuck its way in. Hence the refresh. Wait, so you have multiple kidney stones that are getting their oh man, golly. Kidneys do be stones. Yes, Pew Pew. Okay, yes. Spark says, Grin, that's the correct answer, my man. I thought so, man. I just feel like you can't punch, like, yeah. I love gorillas. I think gorillas are fucking beasts. Fucking beefy boys. They're also weird. Kind of like odd. They seem like they have social anxiety and like a lot of self-doubt, but are kind of built to be a monster. So I love them. But grizzlies are fucked. That's the baseline. I'm not sure many things that could really fuck up a grizzly bear. The only thing that, like, the only reason why human beings are able to make a dent is literally by, like, creating some sort of trap that, like, takes a tiny stick or a stone spear, and then when they step on it, it fucking stabs into them with a crazy amount of force, or they just, like, fucking get a boulder, and they just drop it on them, and that's, like, outkill anything, you know? Yeah, that's, like, no other animal requires that. You can penetrate their wool or something like that, you know? Ra-pa-pa-pa-pa. Pew Pew says, I saw that. You saw what? The message? Loziniga says, hey Grin, 2 questions. May I join? And can you share some of that money with me? I need more SDUs. How do I share money? How much money do I have? Did I have a lot of money? This is a save file that basically has most things done. Do I have a lot? I do have a lot of money. Okay. I'll give you some money real quick. But I'm not gonna be able to let you be like, we're not playing domain stuff. We're just grinding. We're constantly re-rolling enchantments, which, yes, sounds like a blast. But honestly, I'm not sure how much mental capacity I have with a brain that's close to, you know, dehydrated, a little bit heat strokey, you know, loopy, a little loopy. Beastie says, oh God, I know, right, Beastie? Fucking our boy Fluff out here with kidney stones. He's kind of champ. He's like a champ about it. Yeah, man. I every time I've heard like people, again, I've talked to you guys, but people who are like soldiers who have like gotten shot and like are been in intense stress, who have been through a tremendous pain. They even say that kidney stones is like the worst pain imaginable. Granted, maybe there's some like technological evolutionary things where you can like acidic break down stuff. Who knows? But yeah. Oh great, they're giving me a thing. How many ones is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I'll give you 5. I don't know. Let's give you 7. I don't know. Fucking what? 18 million maybe. 1, 1, 1. Bop, bop, bop. Ah, fuck me. 1, 2, 3. I think it's right. Is that right? I hope that's right. If you take out my money, I don't care. It is what it is. I'm just gonna be like resetting bills, so I lose. It takes a percentage based on your money. So if you have a lot of money, resetting and like paying for a reset, a respec takes like 10K or 10 million per trade. Yeah, well, I'm ready. Spark says, like a bear claw to be a gorilla's, like a bear claw to the gorilla's neck would probably kill it. It's hard to believe our scenario hunt. Then at one point, yeah, our ancestors hunted. Well, man, to me again, I like people. This is the thing. Hey, Sparks, this is some like real shit with me. I fucking despise when people like, okay, I love me martial arts. I love it. I think it's good rule. It's a good like unlocking the art of movement. And there's good stuff for health of joints and things like that. But it kind of grinds my gears a little bit, man, that people act like human beings were made to adapt to punch things. Like your knuckles are not meant to punch things at all. But yet that's like the marker of like a martial art prowess in a way. Human beings, the way we survived were by having levers, essentially, and utilizing tools, whether that's a club in the most basic form, or a stick in the most basic form. But that wasn't the only metric that we survived from or evolved to. It was strategy. Absolutely strategy. Like that was the main thing. You like, hey, I can't puncture this person or this beast. What I could do is drop a giant rock on it and fucking obliterate it immediately, you know? Or I could like convince caribou or something to run off the fucking hill because they're skittish. There's no way I'm gonna catch it, but I can scare it off of a hill and murder itself essentially, and then my allies will grab their dead carcass from below and same thing with war. Like people, again, throughout history, it was never like the strongest guy was the best. Even the Spartans fucking died. Spartans were badass, but they're not here anymore. Okay, the reason why is because overwhelming numbers strategy will always seemingly conquer everything. You know what I mean? But I don't know. To me, I always find that funny because I hear a lot of that stuff within like our day and age, where like I feel like people talk about how I love martial arts. I love like kickboxing. I love judo. I love all these things, but I'm not sure if that really checks out. Like if you try to put someone in like a chokehold, what reality is that his friend or someone else is just gonna come up behind you and kick you hard as hell in the face and knock you unconscious, or someone's gonna pull out a knife and stab you while you're trying to grab their neck and lynch them. Essentially, you're not gonna be able to drop someone in 3 seconds with a chokehold. You know what I mean? Or at least there's a variable where someone could pull out a knife and stab you. And yeah, you know. But I don't know why I brought this up. To me, it's because I think a lot of people gain like there's this interesting debate that I've seen come about in the last couple. How do I put it? I've heard things throughout the course. I'm a little loopy, so maybe I shouldn't be talking about this stuff. But we're loopy, baby. We're talking about it. I've heard for like a lot of my life where people were determined based on 1,000 metrics that someone is not physically strong. And a lot of people will judge, that's one of the things I heard beforehand was essentially that the physical strength of a person is super relevant, and I just think it's not. Like the same person that is strong, if you have a bow, if you have a sword, if you like these things were the things that leveled the playing field long before Samuel Colt helped, you know? But anyways, the thought, like one of the things I heard in the past, this is my hot take, but I heard people say that like women are in a constant state of fear because they might because people, people might like jump them or harm them or something like that. So a woman walking down the street at night should be very, very afraid, or she is very, very afraid. But my question was, but I think that's an evolutionary thing in the brain. But in hindsight, like there's also a scenario where a man who's thin as hell, and I see this constantly. You see like a person wearing like a monster sweatshirt or a hoodie, and he literally has twigs for arms, is running in like down the middle of the street at the night or something. So like that guy, he could easily get destroyed by any human being, even a woman of greater physique if trained in, etc. So my whole perspective is that like human beings, if you do feel like you are vulnerable, I don't think it's that you are vulnerable. I think it's that you perceive yourself to be you perceive threats more often. But that's the only thing that differs. Like a man walking down the street from a woman walking down the street is the perspective of harm, essentially. Because a man, there's an instance where a man could absolutely get just devastated. We're living in this was even more prevalent in the past, or sorry, this is even more prevalent in the future because everyone can basically get a car, can get a fucking anything, you know. Pew Pew says I weigh 886 pounds. And man, I've enjoyed the what? I weigh 86 pounds. As a man, I've evolved to just I mean, but that's my thing, man. Like, but you could. That's the thing, man. You've evolved perfectly fine because we didn't evolve to become fucking Mike Tyson and just fucking juiced. Even Mike Tyson, if got shot, would be done. Also, if Mike Tyson didn't murder you. That's the thing when I talk about like tools and then strategy. It sounds horrible, but you could like there's a way that you could beat him. You know, whether you employ like kind of fucked up scummy tactics of like, oh, he's gonna sleep at some point, you know, or maybe he's gonna let down his guard or whatever, you know. But that's human nature. That's how human beings have survived. Is because you have an opening, you understand that you have consciousness of the real world, and yeah. But anyways, I just think that's something I've heard constantly throughout time. I think that's doesn't add up because human beings, yeah, like again, you could have I would think if I would put more, if someone knew judo and shit and like a bunch of martial arts, I think if you were to train someone for an eighth of the time just to use like a bat, I feel like the guy with a bat would win. But that might just be wishful thinking. But also, I think there's a lot of weird ego in martial arts, which is why I'm like, ugh. Because I think people are like, no, I could fuck shit up. And it's like, do people who are martial artists are awesome. But I also wonder, do they think like in movies where like somebody hits somebody with a bat and then like the fucking badass action hero grabs it with his hand and he's like, nah, today, bitch. His whole hand is broken. He just shattered every bone in his body or every bone in his hand, and it's probably the most painful thing on the planet. You cannot grab something that is 5 times more dense and hard and sturdy than your fucking feeble little fingers. It makes no sense. Anyways, hi guys. Sorry about this. So much of a whole day. The full stream. I gotta check what save this is. Oh, my nose. All right. This. Oh, do you think it's 25 or 107? I think it's 25 or 205. Let's see. We're gonna copy 205. We're gonna put it over here, and then we're gonna delete 205. I shouldn't have done it that way because I didn't. Uh-oh. What did this? Is 205 still here? It is. Confusion? Maybe. Yep, no, sorry guys, we're doing weird clicky things. So it must not have been 205. Good to know. I feel like it had to be 205. Whatever. Wow, fuck, I hate Windows Update. It made everything complicated. I just haven't adapted. I know it's not that bad, but yeah. Pain in the ass. If we do this, that one might be 205. Spore one. Okay, so that was not 205. Unlucky. I will do this one maybe. Maybe it's this one. We'll copy. Hey guys, just hang out. Just hang out for a minute, okay? Or yeah, boop. Perfect. That. Am I not? I cannot be on the one that I have. There we go. Then we will delete 60 something. Delete that. Let's go. Was that it? We'll go back. It was that one. Okay. It was a very high number. All right. Well, that's good to know. Okay, we're almost there, boys. Now we'll be able to infinitely re-roll things. Okay. All right. Good. All right. Ready to fire off. Ba 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 ba. Where is it? This one? Yes, Wizard Hat Man. Good. Okay. Braun. Let me catch up. I actually am curious what you guys think about all this. My weird take. I just think human beings are like equal, like regardless. Like you would not have survived if you were not equal. yeah, it's like you have the capacity to survive the same way that every human being has survived, which is a leverage, tool, and strategy. But I feel like there is this weird sense of like people being like, well, men are stronger than women, and I'm like, in a fucking specific scenario, like if you're in a cage fight and the only metric is fucking strength, which has never been how human beings have judged survival or strength or combat what? To me, I'm like, it's weird. It's a really weird thing. Anyways, that's where it came from, by the way. Me saying there's a hot take, so I hear a lot of people say that specific thing, and it doesn't make sense to me. Spark says, I read that. Jam says, Jammer says, Spore Warden ability damage barrage, does it work while action skill is active? Did work for me. I have a bunch of ability damage, still not scaling. I'm lost. What you mean? Ability Spore Warden ability damage barrage, does it work with action skill active? I don't know. Does it have is your action skill a type of damage? What you could do, Jammer, is that you could take, like for what we're doing, the reason why our barrage is kind of hitting is because we're building spell stack weaving, and we're taking all of our spell damage and putting it into our ability and melee damage. But our ability damage would mean that our spell stack weaving is going to hit harder, because it is ability damage. But I don't think your barrage is your barrage considered like poison or something? Because if it is, then yeah, you would have on action skill activation, but you're saying it doesn't stack. Weird. You can start a trade to transfer gold. It goes not anyone patch. Pew Pew says it does not work anymore. It was patched. What was patched? Pew Pew? Well, Zinga says, right. That's no problem, but thanks for the money. Oh yeah, okay. BC says, brain over brawn, BB. I mean, yeah, no, I feel like it's kind of fair. Although there is some, like, I think it's skill development strategy. I think I'm not sure if it's brain. I guess it's kind of brain, but I still think it's like, there is something to say that, like, you know, if you had development of a skill or like levers or weapons, stuff like that, I think you'd be popping off. But yeah, but if not, then I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be great. Yeah. Spark says, I don't know, I'm pretty sure Prime Mike Tyson could kill him, any man. He once asked a zookeeper if he could box an ape. Yeah, but also Mike Tyson was like hypnotized to believe he was a god, which he might have been, frankly. But I still think that like Mike Tyson would get absolutely annihilated by a what do you call it? By a grizzly, by a monkey, by maybe not a monkey, maybe a gorilla. I think you'd be down. And people have killed gorillas, you know, or monkeys. So, yes, but how do they do it? They do it by, I'm talking back in the day. Do they do it by, like, punching them with your feeble little mortal hands? No, they trapped them. They did something. They used a bow and arrow. They waited until they were asleep and then ran at them with a spear or some shit. Or they just poisoned an area and wore some sort of mask or something. You know, it's like that's how we survived. So the idea that people are like, yeah, I'm gonna base all my prowess and survival on this specific like dueling type thing is a little weird for me. Lord says, you making a lot of sense right now. Thanks, Lord. Appreciate it. Hopefully, yeah. Pew Pew says, I was 86. All right, I read that pounds. Also, goddamn, yeah. Jesus Christ, Pew Pew. I'm not judging, but I hope you're eating enough. Cause yeah, but it's yeah. Pocket sand. Pocket sand. How I survive pocket sand. It's in his eyes. With that being said though, man, best tool, I think pepper spray doesn't. I've always said I don't think pepper spray gets a good enough rap, okay? I think I've seen people who are like gorillas, titans of men, sorry. You just fucking, I've seen them crumble. And then people say that like cops just learn to like deal with it. I call bullshit. I don't know any cop. I've never seen one video of somebody getting maced, and if I do, I think they're doing this weird like police are bulletproof kind of like campaign. So criminals are like, oh fuck. But in reality, I don't know how good you are gonna be if you're physically blind. Like that's the thing. Like maybe if they lunge at you and they kind of grab, but if you're just maced and you fucking run, I feel like you're 100% of the time gonna be fine as long as you make contact. Granted, you may take out your own eye because it's a fucking piece of particle is actually in the air. Oh man, have you guys ever seen where like cops will like mace something and then they'll just like, it's just a nightmare. They do it in like a enclosed space. Oh, it's so funny. It's also horrible, but yeah. BC says, there's always a smarter way to overcome any physical challenge. Yeah, it's a way to say it too. But have a good day. BC says, got a build for every occasion. Hopefully, we'll see if we can come up with more things. Got an occasion for every build. Whoo! Fluff says, all right, heading out. Go get them pills, Fluff. Please be okay. Yes. He's like, what the fuck? I can't control it. God damn you. Lunsington says, it's easier to train one to use a bat than Mark. Well, that's the thing. That's a quote from history, from some of like the warlords, I think, of Japan or something. But it was the thing that determined a battle was how quickly people fill their hands. So even like villagers and shit, they would get them to use pitchforks, and that would surpass. Well, the enemy's also using swords. Like the enemies weren't like, let's use martial arts when there's a fucking bladed sword coming. It's just, yeah, people are nuts. People are nuts. Also, like the way our bodies are biologically meant to move is to like casting patterns, and that's not even just for violence of like clubbing somebody. It's for hitting a tree or breaking a rock or whatever, you know. Spark says, but you need to get a good swing to be efficient with a bat. You are 100% soaking wet when you are swinging without. Wouldn't hurt much. I'm not sure about that. I still would, if there was a bet between a guy who had like bare fists and had like okay training, let's say okay training, versus a person who is like knew basic like distancing and shit from bad stuff, I feel like he'd be fine. I feel like, again, this is another thing. All like any sort of combat thing is also a chance-based thing. Like you could slip on a rock, you could someone could throw something at you that you have no idea how to handle, like pocket sandbar, and then smash you in the face or something. B says, GRINN streams are the best. Thank you, Beastie. Thank you. Pew Pew says, martial arts do be slap. No, martial arts are great. I don't like that's to me the one thing I don't want to be the case. I think martial arts are like a brilliant art of movement. They're good for the discipline of the mind. Martial arts are great. But I think the ego that comes with martial arts, I think, is entirely unfounded. Because it's just, to me, I find it very unrealistic for what is actually violence. Like true violence. Yeah, if people who've seen true violence, it's like, excuse me, but like when you're trying to get someone in a chokehold, the dude's gonna bite your hand as hard as he fucking can and then just start digging into his pockets to see if he can get a knife or a pen and stab you in the stomach while you're trying to be like, I'm gonna armbar him. And while I'm armbarring him, the person's gonna bite my neck out, my throat out, sorry. That's like the true violence of the world, you know? Granted, I do think for certain, like for in Canada, for instance, limited guns, not none, but limited. So, you know, cops, you know, fucking with jujitsu a lot. And I think, okay, I feel like, again, a little dangerous. You're rolling around trying to get a person locked down and then his buddy could just come up and kick you in the head. But granted, you know, kill a cop, jail time, horrible, you know, all this horrible shit. So most criminals are just like, oh, fuck, we'll roll around for a little bit, we'll get cuffed, and we'll be out in a couple weeks or something. Because, yeah. A jammer says, ability damage is barrage. Yeah, ability damage, yeah. But I don't understand what you're saying. No, sorry. What I was trying to say is, yeah, so you're trying to do ability damage, but I don't know if there's many things that increase ability damage, besides the spell one, and besides, what does it say? Does it do? Increased to gun damage applied damage deals by barrage. So I think it scales off of a gun damage, but it's not, there's no element tied to it. So unfortunately, you just have to build a shit ton of ability damage, maybe even gun damage. Increases a gun damage applies to the damage deal. Yeah, so you gotta build a shit ton of gun damage. So you could have ability damage on your gun, or sorry, for your class mod, doing the take your spell damage, put it into ability damage. You could also have gun damage here, because that's scaling up that. And then for enchantments, I don't know if there's any specific, yeah, I do know, well, There is one that on activation of action skill start, you increase your spell damage, and I think that would sequence directly into your ability damage, because if you have the convert class mod, which I don't, then that would work. But yeah, that's where my thought goes. But also, I'm just hanging out. I haven't really given it that much thought, so be patient with me. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see if we can roll for the rafters. All right, kill this. Let's see. We're just seeing if we can get barrage. Unlucky again. No, I mean melee hit stuff. Man. Ooh, no. No, right, reloading. Well, it could kind of be fun. I'm not sure if there's... Every time I see enchantments, I think, oh, that could be a build, and then I realize, yeah. Oh, but this... Oh, so maybe you're saying that this is the thing. So maybe you're saying, like, these action skills don't work for ability damage. Fuck you. Maybe it's because it says that it's scaling off of gun damage. Try gun damage, Jammer. For what it's worth, there's so much shit in this game that's fucking annoying. It doesn't make any sense. But we kind of gotta adapt, my guy. You know? As much as I agree with you, hey, stupid, why isn't it buffing with ability damage? Also, some spells might, like enchantments might devour each other. So maybe on spell cast ability damage or on action skill start, maybe the conflict. I have still not seen an example of that, but I assume it exists because I've seen so many people talk about it. So I feel like it's got to exist. I just have never seen it. Give me the goddamn... Nope, we lost it. We lost it. Oh, wait, no, never mind, dude. Ah, a pain. I don't think we have enough moon ore. So we can only do like a couple rerolls. Yeah, right, we have... Our moon ore is probably like 4 or something, right? How do we see our moon ore? Yeah, we have 2,000 moon ore. God damn it. So we're gonna actually do some runs. If you want to join Lone Syndicate, you can. Oh, I thought Barrage scales off of a gun damage. Yeah, gun damage, but it should also scale a little bit off ability damage, but I guess it doesn't. I guess it scales entirely. Well, it is titled ability damage, but maybe it can't be scaled up by ability damage. But because I feel like it does. Yeah, the one thing, like spell damage converted to ability damage works, but maybe just the activation of action skill doesn't. Or the enchant, sorry, doesn't. So you gotta build gun damage. Unfortunately, I don't think there's many enchantments that just strictly... Well, no. There might be a couple, actually, that just increase gun damage. Although I have not made a gun build yet, so I kind of just have, forgotten all of it. So, yeah. Featured run, sure. We're just trying to get moon ore. We're going to miss everything. Let me know. Pew Pew says, may I... Absolutely, Pew Pew. Do I have you in my social? Whom are you? Because I don't see you here. Have you sent me a friend? Ooh, is this you? Accept friend invite. Yes. Actually, I don't even know if I can join. Since I'm yeah, it's crossplay. Yeah, crossplay works as long as you have crossplay enabled. We should be good. If you want to send me a friend request, this is the name, the epic stuff, the epic and other thing. Yeah. Lone Syndicate says, also Grin, did you hear Genshin is about to become esports and Mahoyo I seen it. Are you excited? I don't know. I am in a place. I don't know, man. Genshin is having like this cool, let's not say that, but they're having an esports thing where they're getting various content creators. One of them was Atsu, which anyways, but yes. But yes, I don't know. To me, I'm just kind of, I don't know. To me, it's, I ever since Overwatch, I've just hated most esports integration, unless it's a part of the game, like, if it's Apex, I get it. But otherwise, I just feel like it's just weird. Sometimes it's like, sometimes games make sense why it's like, hey, this is like an esports thing. I'm into it. Other times I feel like it's a kind of a scapegoat for like, see, now we don't have to update the game anymore. And also, like, to me, because that's the thing, they're always like, there's these huge prize pools. And I'm like, you mean they're like, why are you spending like $30 or $30 million worth of prize pool when you could just put that into development for like other content, So I like esports stuff, but I wish it was just relegated to just like competitive. And then people still, because I feel like competitive is always used as an example of like, well, see, now we can just make cosmetics and they'll just keep doing competitive things. And I'm like, ugh. Anyways. We're just here to get moon ore. Maybe we should go play an Insane though, because I think moon ore is awarded with more stuff with that. We are playing on Insane. Oh shit. That's not great. Actually, we probably could die somehow. Oh, I got a little bit of headache. I need more water, I think. Are you into it, Lone Syndicate, the esports thing? I haven't really given it much thought, to be honest. I just know that esports to me is kind of like a hate-hate relationship, a little bit. If you couldn't tell, ladies and gentlemen, I do my best to stay away from competitive stuff because I actually get pretty competitive. Granted, we did make a whole series that I thought was going to be fun, and it was. But then I kind of got really I fell out of love of the competitive idea stuff. But yeah. We made a whole series about of us getting good at Halo, and I think we started at a KD of -2, and we ended with a KD of minus 15 to 20, or plus 15 and 20, plus 20, which was an amount that I think would warrant it's okay. Also, I kept playing, but it wasn't in the competitive scene, so it was like me getting good generally, not me getting good against people who were also brutally getting good as well. But yes. Also, that was not just like I was playing multiple times, so it wasn't just me being like, oh, I got a gap in the armor that got me through. BC says I only use tornadoes because of all the convenience of not having to aim them. I mean, yeah, but you should use pixies, Beastie. But yeah, man, I want to come up with a build that uses tornadoes, because I think it's gonna be fun. But I think tornadoes are also like the enchantment for tornadoes is like, whilst tornadoes are active, do 20% more cryo damage. And to me, man, I don't mean to be that guy, but it is kind of frustrating, the weird balancing, like within the rings, within this, where you're just like, but why? Why is that balanced in that way? It makes, to me, no sense. Like again, this is a skill that it has a long cooldown, or an action skill that's a long cooldown, and there are enchantments that just by activating your action skill give you 50% cryo damage, not 20. So it's like, what? It's lost on me. It seems like a lot of nonsense, you know. And yeah. Maybe it's like, maybe I'm misreading it. Maybe it adds 20% of cryo damage to all of your attacks. That would, like, bonus cryo damage. That would make sense, but I don't think that's how that works. But yeah. Pew Pew says, that's my weight problem. Sorry. I do, but enchants of action skill, activate works for 60 seconds, but doesn't work anymore. It's thyroid. Oh yeah, man, I got thyroid issue too, man. My brother, are you on what do you call it, thyroid medication too? I have to take a pill every morning. Sucks ass. But yeah, my brother. But wait, did the but action shield start activated work for 60 seconds, but doesn't work. Oh wait, so this one I'm currently using, or the one that's, so I have to wait. I have to get the one that says on action skill start. On action skill end should still work. That gives you cryo damage for 10 seconds, so that one should still work, right? But not the plus 10, right? Because pepper spray is pure pain. Yeah, man, I hear about that. Hell no, pepper spray is a crime against God, human, the pain. No, man, see, that to me is my perspective of it. Instead of shooting somebody and like just letting them bleed out, make them feel so horrible about the outcome that happened that they're like, you know what? Like, I feel like, again, you get shot, you might die, it's a whole thing. But you get pepper sprayed, for the first 5 minutes, you can't see, and you're like, God damn it, it sucks. And then for like a little bit of time after that passes, you're in excruciating agony, and you might start considering maybe this is not the right path for me. And then of course 15 minutes goes by, and then you're like, okay, I've made a lot of mistakes. 30 minutes goes by, you're like, God help me. An hour goes by, and you're still in excruciating pain. You're like, you know what, I'm just gonna change. Something's gotta give, okay? Because this is not worth the suffering beats the thing. So I feel like the net positive is actually a world with people being like, you know what? I need to rethink things. You know, when you get shot, you get some morphine, you get zipped up, you get a bunch of fucking gauze around you, some shit. You get to a hospital, you get knocked out or some shit. Yeah, but the agony, there's something to be said about pure fucking pain, you know? That just changes your perspective, okay? Pew Pew says, it's a toss, but I watched a man get pepper sprayed and hit by 4 riot cops, and he didn't even flinch when the cops stopped. He walked away with double middle fingers. To be clear, he was a violent protest. Yeah, man, but that's the thing. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, sorry, I believe you. But my whole thing is that I don't know if that person actually got pepper spray, because I think it's also, like, again, maybe it's just that two things. Could have been that the police department may have better, pepper spray. Also, they may be having worse pepper spray because it's probably like, hey, we're not trying to like actually make people blitzkrieged. But also, I don't know, I've seen the same thing, but I've seen like, I think there's various degrees of severity when it comes to pepper spray. Yeah, and from everything I've heard, and maybe it's also a drug thing, you know, but to me, I just don't understand how the person could see. Like, 'cause my argument is not that pepper spray would like kill somebody. I think my argument is that pepper spray would immobilize you to the point of like you not being willing to fight unless you were like roided out on so many drugs, and even then you're still blind. You're still blind. You can still run and make a good run at that, you know. In the instance where a guy can kind of just sit there and take punishment, then yeah, I guess that can make sense. But to me, that's my whole thing is if someone's trying to harm you, if you can immobilize them to the point where they're just like a sack of bricks and then you run, then you're good, you know. Or even if you do that and then you hit them with something or kick them in the face or something horrible, you know, at least that, I don't know. But that's the thing I've also seen about tasers. Like, you know, people get hit with that, it hurts them a lot, but then like they'll run at you again. I feel like cause it's not consistent because your heart will stop if you keep tasing someone and endlessly, you know. But also like apparently the pain is also so shocking that people kind of just like they go limp and they're like, I'm done. But I've also seen a lot of people be like, fuck it, and they'll try again, you know. Whereas I've never seen someone get up from mace. I've never seen someone be like get like actual mace embedded in their eyes. Like maybe they close their eyes and they can kind of like, again, the fumes of chili peppers would still slowly start to like devour your eyes anyway. But maybe they can get a couple seconds of like, it didn't hit me. But I still feel like it burns your whole fucking skin. I just feel like I've never seen someone get maced and be like, come on, bitch. But I've seen that with tasers. I've seen that with gunshots. I've seen someone get like light up with 6 rounds and they hide because you miss all vital organs. Granted, it's also caliber. So I think the person was like firing a baby gun, like a small thing. So this big, chunky man hid behind up like a pole. But yeah, there's poop you. Ba 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 ba. But yes, maybe. But also, I don't know. There's plenty of examples where that. I don't know. Did he start fucking shit up? Because I feel like that guy is also trying to be cool, but in his head he's like, I can't see anything. And he's flipping off the police like, yeah, I think they broke my rib also with hitting me with a baton, but also I can't see anything. Fuck you, go though, guys. And then starts like sauntering off. I don't know. I feel like if they were to bash him in the knee like really hard, and then he would just collapse. But also I don't know. Was he like fighting them? Was he like, ugh, like, because that's the thing. You mace someone, you stand back and you wait for them to be blind, and then you go, fuck you. You smash them in the kneecap or something. I don't know. I'm not a violent person. I was just talking about how I think mace. I've never seen that. And so when you see that, I'm like, my brain's like, wait, really? I feel like he'd just be fucked. He'd just be 6 different kinds of fucked. Jammer says, no, I tried gun damage and you still seeing no problem. Weird, Jammer. That seems horrible then. It might just be bugged, man. That's bullshit. Yeah, it's stupid. I don't know what to tell you, man. I like the idea of making your crossbow, like your arrows knock things heads in, but it's a shame. Jammer says, also just found the gun with wings activation thrall of hunt as also about guns with wings activate most things. Yeah. Pew Pew says, but also guns like there's a spectrum of fear not or Furior pistols and shotguns that do apply and don't, and it's like you can't just take like all guns with wings scale right. Activate this. It doesn't work that way, unfortunately. They're all kind of all over the board, which is just confusing, but it also makes it so there's value to hunt special things. But yeah, and then do. We're gonna do this one because I think it gives you more moon ore. Jammer says guns with wings proc play the angels. Is it all guns with wings or is it just one? Because I feel like some of them might not, but I don't know about that. But maybe. I think Guns with Wings is always a proc. I'm not sure if I know it's Faithful Thralls. I'm not sure what the other one is. Oh, you just mentioned Pew Pew. It's play the angle. Is that what you said? Yeah, I know. I don't know what that skill is off the top of my head. Jammer says, all right. No, Lone Singer says the whole sports thing was really my thing per se. It wasn't really my thing per se, but it. Whatever, I guess, after playing Day to Live Spirit Pledge and experiencing another gacha game, it just made the flaws in Genshin yeah, man, that be how it is. Also, golly, thank you so much, Nanny, for the support, my guy. Oh my god, you've been a member 10 months? Holy shit, I feel bad. I don't know why. That's probably not a good sign. Self-esteem issues. But thank you so much, Danny, for becoming a member. I appreciate all the support, my friend. But yeah. So yeah, man, I understand the same thing. Apparently Genshin is making another. They have like so many different types of gacha games. Or like maybe not gacha, but like probably gacha. But new games coming out, which is interesting. But at the same time, I'm also. I don't know. I don't know. I think it'd be so fun to have a game that was like Genshin, maybe even using gacha to some extent, but just done in a Western way, which is just, well, no, that's probably not right either. Western people would just fuck it up too, but hopefully done in a way, not a place way, but in a way that actually made it so that you had like a shit ton of resin, you know, you had, or even no resin cap. You had, you know, a fun end game. You had characters that, but there were various ways to actually get a shit ton of, because again, something that I'm hoping the developers keyed into with Genshin is that, like, what if we made 1/8 of the amount of money of Genshin? Would we still be able to subsist for a fucking century? Yeah. So maybe we should like take a bunch of losses and maybe gacha profit, which would still be absurd. Profit, mind you. But what am I saying? They'll take a loss in the profit, but they'll be competitive because now they're like a gacha game that actually is delivering, and also they'll be able to reclaim a chunk of the market because they're taking that loss. But that loss is still a net gain because it'd be you're making billions of dollars. Well, sorry, you're making half of that, which is still plenty to survive and you know, pay all of your people. But I don't know if we're gonna get that. I think they're probably gonna try to model exactly what Genshin is and maybe give a new style, and I don't know. I feel like that's not the play because Genshin is still a decent game and people will just play that, you know? You know? Stop hitting me. You'll die in minutes. All right? My cute little mushroom will save me. Never mind. The game is scaled really, really weird because I think there's 2 people. So it's gotten a lot more chance. Yeah, fucking goddamn you and your bullshit. Thank you. Something died somewhere. Why are you so tanky? We're not even taking curses. Jesus. Ba 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 ba. Da ba 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 ba. Ba ba. Do. Pew Pew says, nope, American Healthcare. What's that mean? What's it mean? That still works. What's that referring to? God damn it, my slow reading. Lone Singet says, this conversation reminds me of a recent Try Not to Grin thumbnail. And I think the thumbnail said Mace is under. It is. It's funny you mentioned that, Lone Syndicate. I was also thinking in my head, I'm like, I think I'm talking about something I've already talked about a lot, which is the prowess of Mace. Also, you look lovely, Pew Pew. Also, Nanny, you might be playing a video game and being like, Grin, I can't talk right now, you son of a bitch. And I'm like, okay, but I am curious. How have you been, buddy? It's been a hot minute. Nanny is getting after it apparently in life because I see him on occasion and I cherish him when I do see him. But, or maybe he's just not talking as much, which is also fair because yes, I understand. But I hope he's been taking care of himself, Nanny. And yes, I'm curious what you've been getting up to in your daily life. Jammer says, the Spore Warden capstone. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So it basically reflects bullets. Can you scale it to a degree that makes it like desirable? Because yeah, I'm curious whether like you can play the angles and use guns with wings to such an extent where the ricochets are better than Pixies, I guess, or even equal to Pixies. Or even slightly less than Pixies. Probably slightly less than Pixies. Maybe more. I've also not used a specific kind of build yet, you know? Also, we've fucked up. I was not focused on preventing but Stallion's statue from dying. Pain. Why is everything so... Yeah, it's weird. Maybe we don't have enchantments. Enchantments are basically the end game, so... Yes. Look at you. Oh, God, never mind. I said you looked gorgeous. I seen you in passing, and the whole thing. But also, your personality, dynamite. Absolute dynamite. Why do I have 14 spell stack weaving things? That makes no sense. Why do we have so many? I don't think you're able to get... Well, yeah. This might, no. Yeah, I think that doesn't exist. I think we have a not right thing. I don't think it's possible to get 2 points into spell stack weaving. Or the one that gives us 14. That doesn't seem right. That seems like this might be a modded thing. I got it from a save file that had a bunch of spell shot things, pixie build and such, but that seems a little, yeah, a little sus. But anyways, I'll change it at some point. Unless that's real. Does anyone know if that's real? You get 2 into 2 spell stack weaving things? Help me, Pew Pew. My mushroom died. Pew Pew, why? Why have you forsaken me? Is it the compliment? Is it the comment on the looks? I won't be a liar. I refuse to be a liar. Thank you. I don't know what happened. I got the tripwire hit me. Red says, "Hey people, what's good, Red? How's the modding going? Take a little break." Pew Pew says, "No meditation." No, what do you mean no meditation? What do you mean? Jammer says, "I'm so lost. I have plus 17% in myth rank tree. Still no progress." Yeah, Jammer. To me that sounds like a nightmare. So many things in this game that seemingly are offset, and they're like, you know what we need to do? We need to change rings. Rings. I'm kidding. Not really. I am genuinely like, what the fuck is happening? Also, do we have any more? Do we have to do this again? Let's see. Inventory. Why did we get so little moon ore? What was that? We got like 5k moon ore. That's bullshit. Did they reduce your moon ore to gain that much? We're playing like Chaos Level 35 and we're on insane. What the fuck is that? That sucks. Anyways. I guess what do I might want? Rings maybe, class mods, more pixies. I'll go with rings. Rings are gonna be a nightmare to look through. We'll go class mods. Actually, not. Maybe we should not go. Let's go with rings. Jammer says, "I'm alright. Lost. Power. Pew Pew sorry says, Buzz Stallion." Jammer says, "Yeah, they work. I've seen me hit for 8 million, but not consistent." Yeah, it's still pretty good. It's real good. Yeah. So that should body a boss really hard. But yeah, Pew Pew says, "Not on armor, just from Butt Stallion." Oh, that what happened? Oh, no, because we have 2 stacks of spell weaving. Yes, yeah. Unless maybe not. Maybe it only let's get out of here. Yeah, maybe that's what's happened. We've gotten a Butt Stallion buff that gives us maybe that's what's happened. Probably. Red says, "Nope, still working GRINN. Currently working on a furry mod." Okay, and getting a physics? Working for the tail. Golly, is it like a furry mod being like a what tier is it? Is it the tier that is like bunny ears or something, but a human body and like a tail, or is it like full on? You're fucking an animal or something, or you're playing an animal, like, yeah. Like multiple generations did some things with animals. You know what's happened? I got fucking shit in my eye. God damn it. Okay, we got rings, people. We got rings on rings. We got ability damage. Currently equipped a gun is low in ammunition. Oh, that's something we could use for our melee build. It's better. What are the odds you're gonna get a good stat roll and good base stats and the right prefix detonation? Oh, great. Also, yeah, you need to get a primordial to have a kicking whole ass thing. When your shield is full, you get nothing. Not full, sorry. Is this chaotic? No, it's not. So this is ring farming, yeah? Feels like I got nothing from this. Companion damage. When your action skill's on cooldown, that's a huge loss. You get powers, you know. And detonation thing. Neat. Well, we got, I don't know what happened. We got no, moon ore from that. I thought usually last time I did this, we got moon ore like instantly. Maybe it's because we made everything like we had a bunch of curses, maybe? I don't know. Jammer says, yes, they work. I have seen, or no armor, just from, but yeah, so I understand now, pew pew. Ladies and gentlemen, let me drink some coffee, because I am starting to gas out, because I have been in constant movement today. I just also love the way that sounds. I've literally been in a state of constant movement this whole day, so I think it really articulates the absolute spentness. Mind you, I probably should drink more water because dehydrated. Oh, sorry. Let us run it more. Why do I have such little moon ore? Stupid. Let's do a normal run. Maybe that was what it was. The feature run just has nothing built in. I don't know. Red says, sent you a DM on Discord for it. What exactly it looks like. Gotcha. Okay. Jammer says, spell damage might. What's this? What just happened? I just seen like a little bit of schmutz come out of your gun. Was it like a blade maybe? Jammer says, spell damage might work. I've tried, but still no progress. I might have more success. I hope you let me know, man, because that seems like a fun build. At some point, I think I might try to make a tornado build, and I wonder if that would eventually, if that at least scales, or if everything has this weird ability problem scaling thing. Who knows this and this? Did they? Yeah. Oh, I don't know. It feels like things aren't dying as fast. I know we're playing co-op, but that shouldn't make it too much of a difference. Granted, we don't have any enchantments, so makes a little sense. Do 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 do. Ba 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 ba. Are you okay? He's picking you up. I was gonna do it. I promise. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I was gonna say something. This is what it, I was one of this. You know, when you see a piece of media or content, and you immediately feel like this is such a good spending of my time. You know, it's like when you read a book or when you see a podcast interview from a person who's actually pretty intelligent. You actually implement one of the things that they use, and you're like, hey, this is actually, significantly. This is awesome. Like it's helped a great deal. I always feel that way about watching this podcast type interview situation called what is it called again? It's basically called Gamer Health GG or something like that. But it's like a therapist guy interviewing various people and streamers about their various problems. And maybe it's fucked up, but I kind of think it's a very somewhat good way to kind of not only to understand the plight of other people and to understand that, but to also kind of take their experience that is very resonating to you, and then basically listen to what the therapist would say about like the reality of the function of what's happening, or the steps that you could take to make a dent in this thing going on in your mind. And I watched one this morning about Iron Mouse going on there, and it was interesting because one of the things that they touched on that I thought was really interesting was that if you always expect people to kind of if you never give people the how do they phrase it? It was a really interesting way of phrasing it, but it was basically if you never show your true self to people, all you will ever know is that they like the fake version of you or the idealized version of you, the one that's done up perfectly and not a problem or frustrating or selfish or whatever. And I don't know, a part of me thought, like, I don't know why, but that one stood out for me a little bit. And it's, of course, everyone kind of, that's something I've heard a lot of people say, which is that everybody kind of, in some regard, wears a mask. But I don't know, it made me think about, like, yeah, in some ways, like, and I don't know about you guys, but do you truly let go? Especially around, maybe not everybody, because that's a lot to be, like, to not respect other people's limitations and boundaries, but to just say fuck it and to fully be who you are with no resistance. I think that and also I feel like that's probably a better way to operate, because at that point, when you're fully who you are, you don't hold back, you can kind of shape that. Whereas if you always, you're so alien from who you actually are, then I think it's harder to do that, because it's harder to you're better off building from the ground up almost. That's my thought process almost about this. I don't know. I kind of thought I don't know. I like to be honest, but I also find that that's kind of a problem in some regards. Like, maybe this is good for mental health, but it's shit for entertainer, like being an entertainer. Because for me, I sometimes feel like I'm too honest and communicative to where people are like, yeah, it's a little weird. Like, I'll be like, sometimes I'll be like, oh, I'm feeling a little bit of anxiety, and we're having a good time. And people might be like, what? We were having such a fun talk, or whatever. But I can't help it. I just feel like a spurt of like, oh shit, I'm starting to judge myself harshly right now, and I feel like people might be judging me weird, and then I just feel like it just ruins the mood, So I feel like it might be good for friendship. I'm not sure if it's good for entertainment, but what do you guys think about that? Do you guys hold back at all when it comes to who you are? Do you not have any expectations of the people around you? Because if you did, then they could disappoint you, and somewhere along the line in your daily life, you just learn to not have any expectations of anybody, but in turn are never able to really be yourself, because in order to be yourself, you in some ways need to have expectations that these people will not just hate you for being yourself. I don't know. Jammer says, you might have more success. I'm not sure about that, Jammer. I'm a mess. I just try things, and oftentimes I'm annoyed. But yeah. Pew Pew says, nah, I'm me, and me slaps. That's a good way to be. It's a good way to be. So I think that's the thing. I got self-love. A lot, I think. But to me, there's a difference of do you always say a funny thing? Or do you hold back because you think people won't think it's funny, so you don't say it? You know what I mean? That's, to me, is the thing. I think, yeah, self-love, that's a different thing entirely. Self-acceptance is also one thing, but to say that you don't hold back because of others, I think everyone does that to an extent, and you have to do that to an extent, because if you just said every thought that came to your mind, you can be very hurtful and all these things. But as far as becoming who you are and being content with who you are, I don't know. I thought it was a really interesting idea. I think the reason why I think about it, the reason why it stuck in my head, is because I think in some regard, yeah, I think I there's a part of me but also a part of me thinks that that's a good, maybe a decent thing for an entertainer-wise. It's not to just tell everybody your plight, because it can kind of kill the momentum. It can kind of kill the mood. But I also am a person that believes you should be honest, because if you're not honest, then you're lying to yourself, and you cannot improve what is a lie, essentially. I don't know. Just a weird thought I had when I was watching it this morning. But again, it was one of those things where it's one of those few things where I watched that podcast kind of interview, and I think, God, this is great. This is one of the things I should read more. But also I took a weird personality test a long time ago I told you guys about, and one of the things it said is that you could either be a guidance counselor, a psychologist, or a lawyer. Those are the three things I got as your career, and it was there was very little deviation. It was that was your personality type is this, and I was like, oh, okay. But it also checks out, because I do like hearing about people. It sucks that I'm an introvert, because I get exhausted by being around a lot of people, or even just one person with a lot of conversation. But I love conversation. It's kind of a weird thing. But anyways. Pew says, nah, I always tell the jokes. If you have a problem, I apologize, but I am who I am. I think that's a good way to be. That's a good way to be. Also, type and playing is hard. Yeah, Pew Pew, I get it. It's okay. I appreciate it though, man. But yeah, Lone Syndicate, oftentimes, but people who want to play and whatnot are also people who I appreciate chat me up a lot. But also when we're playing, I sometimes notice that the chat's not moving as much because yeah, you guys are hanging out. Which again, to me, that's another thing I talk about. But that's such a normal thing within streaming that you'll just be hanging out. You just be hanging out, and sometimes the stream just doesn't move, and that's okay. But for me, for whatever reason, my fucked up metric that I kind of can think about is oh, the stream stops moving, I'm an uninteresting cunt. I'm just and it's so funny because you're you're just a psychopath. It doesn't make any sense. But I need, but yeah, you kind of have that initial response, and of course I can talk myself down. I'm what the fuck, what, calm down, all right, we can hang out here for hours, all right. What if nobody was here right now? Would you still be streaming? Yeah, then fucking shut up. These are the conversations I have with myself daily, all right? Put all these. I love when there's so many little orbs like circling it, by the way, that little spark. It's very good to see. Also, I wonder if we're going to get new spells soon. Also, we're going to get a bunch of new legendaries, but I've already talked to you guys about that. I'm not sure if I enjoy all of that. That's a little bit frustrating, the whole legendary gain thing. Beastie also, I think, popped out of a box. I don't know if that means he is now here or if he is summoned somewhere else. I don't know. Regenerate ammo while ward is depleted. That's the first time I've seen that. What's last gasp again? Once more onto the breach. I don't know what that does. It give you a fire rate maybe? Ladies and gentlemen, I gotta use the washroom bad. So we're gonna do one more, and I think we're gonna have to. I'm positive. Lone Snicket says, also, I have some limitations on holding back because, like you said, if you say everything you thought could be overkill. It is best to keep some things to yourself, but I try to say most things because I used to not say anything. Holy shit, Lone Snicket, I feel ya. That's me, buddy. That's me 110%. Yeah, again, that's one of the things I learned from a wonderful book called... what is it? 12? It's like 6 pillars of self-esteem. I think that's what it's called. Basically, it talked about like how basically, regardless of if people listen to you, you should finish your sentence. Like the idea of like people, basically tuning out from when you say stuff is maybe yes, it could be argued you could become a better storyteller, but largely it's also just that some people are self-absorbed. And it's funny because I noticed that. Like, one of the books that I also really like and I think helped me a great deal is the With Winning in Mind. No, not With Winning in Mind. Sorry. How to win friends and influence people. One of the things that the book talks about is basically how to, like, the goal of communication should be for you to have fun, but for you to also try to incite an emotion within a person, whether that's a feeling of importance, a feeling of interest, a feeling of worth, a feeling of effort being acknowledged, all that stuff. These are all things that people, I think, greatly cherish when you're communicating with them. But it's funny because if you start doing that, you start like becoming a really good person that allows others to kind of communicate. Like you basically become like hype man. Like you can make people like to talk because you're interested in what they're talking about. And this is awesome when you do this to a person who's constantly been their whole life, tuned out, because they kind of just light up like a Christmas tree and it's beautiful. But if you do this to someone who's a little bit self-obsessed, you won't ever get a word in. So it's kind of a cannibalistic idea too. Again, the book about how to win friends and influence people is just how to make people want to be around you, essentially. How to be a person that people enjoy having around them. It doesn't say anything about how to keep your self-worth basically up to a certain level, which is how 6 Pillars of Self-Esteem talks about, which is you are also entitled for people to care about what you're talking about. Granted, you can't control other people though, so you have to do your best that you can and satisfy your urges for you. But also, you have entire control about walking away, being like, you know what, I'm not content with this. This relationship is very one-sided, and I'm gonna tell you that. And if you don't change, then, well, I'm gonna, it's it. I'm done. I'm not getting anything out of this. I'm getting very little out of this. But then some people say that, like, relationships are not all about what you get out of it, but yeah, but also clearly relationships are. You get something out of it. Like the thing is that you're hoping to get something that's worth something. So if you have a friend that's very funny and makes you feel like you're on cloud 9, but has maybe mood swings, then you could accept that. That's the deal, though. But you're not accepting perfection, but you're accepting acceptance, I guess, But acceptance doesn't mean accept fucking all the horrible shit to you, I think it's toxic. I think it's where things get toxic. But yeah. No. Pew Pew says, it's ammo regen. Also, get number 1, I'll hold down chat with my dances. Do it. Pop off that face. Do enough. Okay. We're still not getting that much moon ore, man. Damn it. I'm so hungry. I haven't eaten anything besides some fucking sandwiches with that have it's an egg sandwich, whatever it's called. Scrambled egg. I don't know what it's called. Some egg sandwich. Pierre says, yeah, old shanky doesn't work. Old shanty doesn't work? You know what's, Pew Pew, I tried to find, like, you know that fucking TikTok bullshit, fucking shanty that came back a while ago? I say bullshit because it's TikTok, but I say the shanty was very cool. But I tried to look into see if you could find, like, shanties that hit that hard, you know, they're that fucking boppy and amazing. Very hard to find. You know, if it is, it's like a fucking recorded on a cassette tape. You know, you're like, God damn, this is hard to listen to. But yeah, no, shanties are sure very, very fun. But I wish they were, you know, more crisp, more clean to understand. Also, why? No, as I would say, well, maybe I don't know. Maybe we're not doing damage. Did they do it? Maybe they nuked pixies. Who knows? Okay, guys, I think we're just gonna start re-rolling based on our very, very limited amount of moon ore. I don't know why, but it's pain. I think they feel like they've lowered moon ore, but maybe they just increased moon ore at 1 week and we were having an event that I didn't even know about. Probably. Health is doubled. Oh, okay. Jammer says, do you play on easy or hard? We're playing on intense, so that should give us a shit ton of drop. Yeah. I think we checked that and it was what it was. Gameplay intense. Yeah, we're playing on the max difficulty, so we should get extra moon ore, but nothing, man. I see we got 8K. I wonder, Pew Pew, are you playing on hard mode? Because I think maybe you were playing on. No, I just want to know. Yeah, because maybe that's not how it works, but I'm curious. Yes, okay, yeah, so that should work, yeah. So I thought maybe you were playing easy, maybe that's fucking something up, or you're picking up the thing, but it's fine, it makes sense. Even if it was, who cares? I think we're gonna use what we got, okay? Oh. Lone Singer is also GRINN. I've been rewatching Full Dive, and I'm just having what's Full Dive? What's that again? Full Dive. I should know this. What is Full Dive? I don't know. Full Dive. Lone Syndicate. Hey, you need to watch, you need to finish, The Realist Hero Builds a Kingdom, man. I always stream and I devalue my fucking videos because I basically just recount the same things here, and except I've already filmed the video, so my thoughts are fresh and I want to like articulate myself again, but then I devalue the previous video because this is my second attempt on explaining things, so then it's like it's like it's edited, but it's also worse because I just, yeah. Anyways, all I'm gonna say is it's great, all right, and I'm a big fan, okay. And when you get time, sneak that one in. Finish it. Because it's so good. It is the best. I don't want to jump the gun. It is the best, like, filler / in-between show. Like, it's the kind of anime that I feel like I could watch every year and love it. You know? Because it's just got that, like, harmonious kind of feel. It's not, like, overly taxing. It's not, like, we're trying to emotionally wreck you. It's just... It's like Friends or The Office, you know. It's just kind of like fun. It's enjoyable. It's satisfying. It's not like trying to like do anything that's super crazy, but it kind of does actually. Especially season 2. I hate that season 2 has a lower rating than season 1. Jammer says, "I told you pixies don't stack with what you want. Trust me. Go down with the same path I tried." What are you talking about, Jammers? What do you mean? I told you pixies don't stack with what you want. What does that mean, Jammer? What does that mean? What does that mean, Jammer? Let me take it. Says, I remember the anime where the main character plays a game, but the game is all about the. Oh yeah. Really? Yeah. Okay, yeah. It's it's the one where the guy goes into a realistic game. He gets fucking destroyed. Yeah. I get it. That one. Okay, makes sense. Yeah. For those of you guys don't know, Lone Syndic's apparently currently watching a show that I was looking for another show to watch, actually. That might be what we do. But anyways, it's a show that basically, in a faraway fantasy, whatever, world like our own, I suppose, Basically, there's a guy. There's a game company that basically tried to make the most realistic VR game ever. Slash, kind of like just it's like in this world they can like just go into like a hyper state or hyper sleep and basically play a game for like 5 days, which culminates into like 2 hours or something. Which sounds like I fucking hope I can just live for that future, baby. There's already a science right now that exists that basically allows science to shoot a ray, like a beam, into a rat's eye and like make them see shit. So I'm like, dude, we're getting closer. Okay, just put a bunch of probes in my head. Let me slow down time and also experience crazy shit, you know. Anyways, sorry, but these developers were crazy and wanted to make the most realistic game ever, so you could like feel pain. And of course, it's just a good, goofy, fun slice of life. Not really slice of life. Definitely not a 0 to hero show. I think it's a 0 to 5 show, maybe, with a lot of comedy and like baseline trauma, probably. But seems like a good time. Yes. Once again, have you checked out all the other ones that have come out this season, this anime, this year, this like week's worth of anime? There's one that's like I don't know, it's like a classic Demon Lord thing, except the guy has red eyes. But apparently the one that my brother's telling me is a fucking banger, it's off the cuff, is it's like a witch one. It's called like the witch, how the witch something. The witch, something witch. I don't know. Seems pretty cool. He's saying it looks great. Jammer says, Barrage with Pixies, we both are going down the same path. I told you the Pixies don't stack with what you want. Trust, we are going down. Oh, so what are you saying, Jammer? So you're saying that like because I'm not really using Barrage for anything besides just to have a fun, just to detonate enchantments. That's the only thing. Yeah, so we're not using I don't think we're using for me. I'm just going down the Spore Warden tree, not because of ability damage, but because of activation of enchantments, but also coupled with there's a special enchantment out there that's when you basically it gives us corrosive damage and gives us AoE. But every time you activate Barrage, you're for a short amount of time, you're basically going to be detonating a ton of Barrage thing or like AoE explosions. Does that not work with this? Because that'd be interesting. Are we ready to go? Pew pew. We are. Hell yeah. Do. Lone Syndicate says, all right, now remember that Barrage both paths. Yeah, I'm curious what John was gonna say, because that's our plan right now. Because to me, as much as I like Barrage, it's like the one thing that you could argue like that it could be good for is you could get this, you could get more into this, but also yeah, this is a ×2. I'm not sure that it can exist. No, never mind. It's just one, right? Yeah. So it's just making it 2. Okay, so yeah, we just this is normal. This is possible. Whether it's realistic is a whole other thing. but yeah, at this point, ladies and gentlemen, we got 9K. We're just gonna roll the dice a bunch. Thank you so much for playing with me, Pew Pew. Appreciate you and your beautiful wizard hat. I'm gonna back up. We are gonna take our 9K. I know, gluttonous, that amount of runes. Anyway, we're gonna copy the save file over here. Copy, go over here, kill the old one, do this. Why did I just realize that too? I think we bottomed out on our previous. No, actually, I think we reset. We're okay. I think we're okay. Ba 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 ba. Jammer says, "Oh, okay. I'm trying to make a Barrage hit like a tank, but it's a very Jammer. That sounds awesome. Like, don't get me wrong. That seems dope. Frank, if you just use Pixies, you probably don't even need investment, dude. You could probably just use Pixies, or even just Guns with Wings, just anything that keeps you alive, and then just use your Barrage to fuck shit up. Because Barrage is like also really fun. Granted, to make it do like 8 million like you want, I don't know, but it's weird because you think it'd be an easy, like you're saying, like just ability damage and yeah. But no, also the 100 damage dealt when your shields actually, we don't want that one, actually. That one's a little bit less good, but yeah. Pew Pew says, 100%, my man. I'm here all year. Thank you so much, Pew Pew. Hopefully we can see you as a permanent stay, because you've been nothing but lovely. Lone Singlet says, no, it's a 0 to hero moment. It just happens at the end, and hey, Grin, I say go for it. If you want to watch another anime. Do you mean the Zero Drive one? Maybe. I feel like I was going to watch another show that was just entirely different. Just to change things up. I forget what it was. Nub has been saying to watch Moon Knight, because it's apparently really good. forgot what it was. Like a show that wasn't an anime that I wanted to throw things like throw a bunch of shit at the fan essentially because I'm always watching anime. I want to change it up a little bit. Watch I know a show. Disgusting. It's just like a normal TV show. Jammer says I did do 8 million, but not consecutive. With your Guns with Wings or with your Barrage? With your Barrage, that's pretty good. You don't really need much more than 8 million. Well, I guess if you can consistently do 8 million, maybe better. But yeah. Okay, let us roll and see if we can get what we goddamn want. I don't know. Oh, also, okay, thank God we don't have that much stuff still. Dark Magic, no. After action skill ends, area damage and spell damage, also no. Oh, I done goofed. This was the max reroll one, and I deleted the previous thing. Yikes. Ooh. How do I repair this? I shouldn't have played with the same thing I depleted. That's a problem. That was, we didn't reset because that thing is chewing through all of our reserve. So we can recover. It's not great. It's not going to be great. It's not ideal, but we can figure it out. Okay, have faith. All right. We're going to do this. We're going to delete our old thing. We're going to post this in there. In fact, I think I may have fucked up actually if I do this again. There we go. Switch to another one. We'll do this. Give me a sec, my friends. We're gonna go to... Is it this? I think it's this one. We're gonna go to... Is that the one? Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Trying to find another primordial pistol thing. It's proving to be a little rough. Yeah, no, I think I found it. I think I got it. Now we just need to slap that in there, drop it again, and then get after it. Do 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 do. Perfect. Close that. Jump back to my lovely chat because I can't see you right now. And jump back here. Boom. Hi. Let's go back here. Is it this one? It's this. Where is it? This one? Yes. Ooh. What a face. Oh man, I'm gonna have to. I just hate moving through my vault. I need to make a point to just get rid of stuff, but we've been busy. All right. Also, is this right? Don't crash. Yes. Yes. We're gonna make that. That's where that came from. That's also where this came from. Yeah, I don't think we want that one. That one's also pretty good too. We're good. Did I put that there? I did. Good. Back out. My head itchy. Oh. Huh. Why was she wearing a jester face and now she isn't? Weird. We're gonna go play our person. This one. Yes. And fire off. Oh. Most it says, and GRINN, I have been watching most of them. There are a few that I haven't dived into at all. There are very few I think you'd like that I haven't talked about. Okay. There are very few that I think I'd like that. Really? I feel like, to me, I don't know. As much as I do I really cherish certain shows, but I also think that there's part of me that really likes the more chill shows, the ones that are just kind of having fun, you know? Holy shit, it's right here. I thought it'd be like a very annoying to find. Is it lagging a little bit? No, we just have 2 copies. Because I didn't use them. Got it. That makes sense. Okay. So we have a one that's actually we don't want anymore because it's kind of been spent. It's been overly re-rolled. Where is Did I not grab it? I guess I didn't grab. Oh, I can't. I couldn't have grabbed it because I have too much stuff in my inventory. Damn it. We'll drop one of these. Is this bad? Bad for me. Oh. It's right there. Still right there. And grab. Good. Okay, now we'll save our save. And we'll start re-rolling. Golly. Switch to another person. Jump over here. Do this. Oh, my neck. Oh, man. Jammer. Oh, sorry, but I'm not sure if I finished my sentence. But basically, there's some like I don't know. As much as I do like certain shows that are like very like methodical and such, I do really like the shows that are also just like fodder. Like I just like isekais also. So like there's a couple that are I think I'm gonna like there's one that's about like a crest on a guy's hand, which I think is gonna be mid. But I like mid. Mids can be fun. All right, maybe we can change things up a little bit. Yeah. This is the one that, yes, cheaper. Got it. Boom. Action skill recharge rate, no. Critical hit stuff, not what we want. Not what we want. Ooh. That's pretty good too. Is that better than cryo base scaling? Activating barrage gives you that. Fire rate would 25 fire rate be better? It's also only for 5 seconds, but would that be better for the bit then like because that's gonna be on the gun, that's gonna be cryo, shield's taken care of. The other one, the spell, that could be. Do you think 25 fire rate is gonna be better than the 35 elemental damage? I don't know. We'll keep it, because why not? Probably not, by the way. Probably not gonna be as good. Put that in there. Ba, 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 ba. Beastie pops out of a box again. Beastie just fucking. How's the build, Beastie? How's the build going, buddy? Any luck? Still in a living nightmare, I would assume. Now, building shit is just. Some people built for it. Some people love it. I fucking hate it. It's like, yeah. If I had an excess of income, I would just offload that to somebody else. But unfortunately, not the case. So you have to sit there and suffer. I'm gonna drink my coffee and finish that, and yes. Barrage scales on gun damage. Ironically, hold an antique bow, and barrage will slap. Ooh, okay. Barrage, I play the angles. Also think of the communication. Also thank for the community. What do you mean, Jammer? What do you mean? What took to everybody here? Should not be any thankfulness. This is what the norm should be. Granted, I hope you forgive me if I ever, chat moves too fast and I'm too complacent and etc. but appreciate the compliment though. Pew says, Grind's always been good. Grinn's always been good about communication, and it's nice. Thanks, man. I do my best. I don't to me, what the fuck's the point of streaming if you're not gonna talk to your people? You know what I mean? This is my friend circle. Sounds kind of cringe, but it is true. I cherish Lone Cynic. I cherish you. I cherish Fluff. I cherish Carthage. I cherish Casper. I cherish Quiet. Some would say they're the same person. I also cherish all you guys. What do you call it? Fucking Secity. I adore to pieces. Yeah, I appreciate all you guys. But also, I entirely understand that I'm also a lot. So if when people take a break from me, I get it. Okay. But yeah, no, I don't know. I've never had the perspective of this not being an absolute treat just to talk to people that give me the time of day. Yeah. The only thing I wish I was more entertaining, so I could maybe have more people to do it too, and therefore maybe have an income with that in some way. But I'm working on it. I'm trying to increase the reach, so to speak. Because like I said, I could list off hundreds and hundreds of people that I have committed to memory, and I know. So it's not like I don't think if you got more people, you'd lessen your ability to communicate, you know? But I appreciate the compliment eventually, the acknowledgement of that. I do my best. Lone Syndicate says, I'll talk to you about it tomorrow. Yeah, it's our chat stream, or our hangout stream. Do you know, I made the set happen. I put everything there. I was making the like goofy fun video of like, hey, we're streaming over at Twitch, and then it clicked in my head. In fact, I think I can show it to you guys because I think I have the clip. Why is that not coming up, you son of a bitch? There we go. This, we're gonna mute it. Stop talking me. Mute it. This is what happened. This is me. This is me. I'm tired. I'm telling people, hey, we're streaming over at Twitch. Guess what? It's the one day. All this stuff. Also, yeah, what do you call it? And then it finally dawns on me towards the end that I'm like, it's Friday. Pause. This doesn't exist. All right, well, I'd fucking kill me. And then, yeah, you know. But yes, pain, some would say. Absolute pain. But yes, I accidentally made that video too soon. When we have more time, as far as the new anime, not ones already existing, most of them have been very chill, okay, and nothing too crazy, but it's a little bit good. Lone Syndicate says, I know which one you are talking about. The strongest sage with the weakest sigil. Crest, it's I believe so. Yeah, exactly what it is. Yeah, there's also another one where it's like the guy gets reincarnated. He's like the wizard king or something. He gets reincarnated, but he lowers his stats because he wants a normal life. But then everyone's a pussy in the future, essentially. So he's just a fucking roided out person because based on relativity of peace, basically ushering in like a limited survival skill or whatever. Or like power gain, so that's neat. But the witch one I think looks dope. I'm not sure if you know that one, Lone Syndicate. And the other one that's coming out is the one that's getting dubbed right now, but it's been out for a while. It's got the guy with like a ponytail. It's like a spider waifu and a dragon waifu. Yeah, that one looks great too. I thought you would have known about that one, Lone Syndicate. The one that's a spider waifu and all these things. Ba 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 ba. It was I would make your pixie shoot faster, but they will also die faster. Is that how that works, Pew Pew? Because I don't think that's how that works. I don't think I think you're yeah, I haven't noticed that. Just even though we have an incredible amount of fire rate, I don't think our pixies have basically died out. Like I know that's how normal Fear Knots work, but or Furiors work, but I don't think they work that way in Wonderland. I think there's always a set amount of time. Yes. What are we doing? Oh, I do not want that one. Yeah, re-rolling this. Trying to get barrage, critical chance, or stats a chance. Companion damage, spell things, more health things. Oh, and then we lost our attempt. We also were so close to having just enough moon ore to make something happen. Oh, great. My things are all mixed up now because I had to jump into another folder. BC says, I'm tired, my hands hurt, and I'm covered in grease or grass. I'm covered in grass shavings. I want to cry. Hell yeah, okay. So sorry, Pew Pew. No, Beastie, though we don't cherish, we worship, Beastie. We do, sorry, okay, so I think it sucks when you're like, hey, I actually acknowledge all of you guys who are here consistently. Beastie's also here consistently. I've known Beastie for a freakish amount of time. For Beastie, I think I mainly started really seeing a lot of Beastie. Maybe my memory is skewed, or maybe I'm thinking of another person, but I thought Beastie and me really started hitting it off when we played Destiny. Right around that time period, I think. But I've known Beastie for a stupid amount of time, frankly. I've known a lot of you guys for a stupid amount of time, okay? Let's see, it says, I remember the first live stream of GRINN's I ever watched. I was in the 11th grade, and it was a lovely spring night, and he was playing Let It Die Farming for Cloth Materials at floor 12. And he said I had a cool name. It's true, you do have a cool name. I've lost my charm, Lone Cynic. I used to be more like spontaneous about telling people they're wonderful. And now I'm just a narcissist who's talking about me all the time. Granted, I have a lot of people in my daily life that I do like to talk to have them enjoy me being around. And in doing so, you let them talk themselves up a little bit. But in turn, you're also like, I really wish someone let me talk a little bit. And hence, the outlet of YouTube and stuff. Pew Pew says, dude, Let It Die is so good. Dude, I'm making a video currently. I gotta edit it and put it all together. But of Deathverse, there's a lot of dev diaries happening about that game, and we finally got to see some gameplay with the part 3 of the dev diary. It looks pretty interesting. Frost damage, melee damage is the last one. Pew Pew says, I miss my PC. Ooh, Pew Pew, I feel you, Meg. It's your connection to the internet. I know you probably have an iPad or a laptop or something, but man, I don't know. I feel like it's hard to go back. On spell casket, element of damage. I don't think you can get the barrage skill on other. Maybe your shield or can you get it on your spell? I don't know. I think I would like it on my weapon, even though I know it's weird just to have a specific want of where things are placed, but still, it's like kind of like a OCD a little bit. Ba-ba-ba. Also, there was another route for me to reclaim my gear. Yeah, I forgot. You can just go to your trash bin and there's a save file there. You can just rerun it. Lone Secret says, and ever since then, I just felt like I belonged. Ever since that was about 5 years ago. You made me tear up, Lone Secret. Don't do that. Don't do that to me. But no, I feel the same way, man. Again, you've turned into one of the people that I feel like I relate the most with, and I cherish greatly having met you, and having you continue to meet me every week. I'll get emotional, but I'm not gonna get it. But yes. Pew Pew says they scale on attack speed, but can only shoot so many shots, so they die fast. Yeah, but it's not based on their projectile speed, right? Or their magazine, right? Although their damage is increased if you have greater magazine, I believe. But I don't know if I don't know if they shoot specifically 24 shots. Yeah, or less than that, because it's they have less thing. Yeah. B says, a wholesome beginning and started a beautiful friendship, bringing a tear. I know, man. Again, I can't really articulate how much I do not perceive you. If people always talk about like parasocial relationships, I feel like I'm on the other end. I feel like I'm the content creator getting a lot out of my viewers in terms of just people that I enjoy being around. You know, I don't know. And to me, I wonder if maybe if you, in order to get successful or big, maybe you need to, be an entertainer and not be a human being. I don't know. I hope that's not the case. I hope there's a way to. I'll find a way. I'll find a way to be human. That makes sense. I think there's people who are wonderful. They embrace the craziness of their humanity and their weirdness, and that people gravitate to them. I hope there's a way to make this sync up, you know? Because if I could be here every day for you guys, that'd be awesome. But every now and again, I have a fear that one of these days I'll always show up, but I don't know if I'll be able to every day show up. I guess that makes sense. I'll work on it. Just it's a fear I have, basically. Pew Pew says the scale not enough. It's not bad thing just to get faster DPS. It does the same damage just faster. I remember the first stream too. It was yesterday. I know Pew Pew. But you seem like you've been. Have you been here for a long time? Because you've talked about Let It Die. So I imagine you just the first time being in a stream. But this is I think. But it seemed like did you come here for Let It Die, or is this very recent? BC says, the old days of Twitch. What a simpler, more beautiful time. Was it more beautiful? I really hope when YouTube gets their head out of their ass, man. I don't think it's that hard to beat Twitch, to be honest. Especially not with YouTube. But YouTube is old. Like, yeah, man, it's kind of weird because this is something that I've read in the business book I read currently or recently. But it's, the people who made the internet were not the people who were able to make the best software that ran, PCs. So people who made the PC weren't the people who made the software, the best software to run PC. That was Microsoft. And you think Microsoft, having made this huge leap into the PC realm, would be able to make the next big thing in PC stuff, but they didn't. It was Google who made the search engine. And then you think, oh, maybe Google would be the person that would, with their search engine, with their complicated algorithm, would be the first one to make a social media kind of like program. They weren't. It was Facebook. Then you think Facebook would be the kind of people that would capture the next big thing, but it's not. It was some weird TikTok brand, So it's just like it's interesting because it's the person that does take control of the throne, I guess, is never the person that you think it might be. It's the underdog who's basically having to innovate and having to take huge risks to win. It's funny because a lot of companies perceive like the startup company as a perspective of like, it's just a little guppy, but it's the thing that will destroy you. That's like the course of history. It's always been the little guppy startup company who's been the thing that's upended you because they're operating in such a way that makes it so that they have to, they have to, what do you call it? Adapt or die, basically, They can't hold back. They can't be careful. They have to hit the mark and make sure they continually hit the mark, Losing says, I will say, Grin, it's a better listener than some of the people I don't really like. I wish I was better, Lone Syndicate. There's moments where I'll make sure I do good, and there's other moments where like it's like a equal friendship, basically. Like some moments I try to do my best to be like, okay, let's hear it, and there are moments where I'm like, it's my turn, my bitch. I gotta talk. I gotta get this off my chest. And it's a balance, which I like. I think it's a good friendship, frankly. BC says that, yeah. I mean, I tried it, man, but I don't know. I do think I have that issue, Lone Syndicate, and also Beast. I think I have the same thing where I want to make a joke, but I don't want to hurt people, so I tend to hold back, and I tend to think that. But also, I'm the asshole who also talks about like stupid, controversial takes. Like I've never lied when people bring up, hey, what do you think about this? I've never been like, I don't know, I better not talk about it. I've always talked about it, so I'm begging for an absolute ass kicking. But when it comes to jokes, I'm like, let's calm down. And maybe it's like a fear of rejection also in the back of your frontal lobe or something, where you're like, maybe this won't be funny or it'll be cringe, and you kind of need to be like, no, it's gonna be cringe, and that's gonna be okay, all right? Everyone's a little cringe. Everyone's a little. Ooh, spell critical hit stuff. That one's still lost on me. I feel like it goes away the first time you use it, right? Fire damage. Not damage. This is the hellscape. Well, usually it's not this bad. Usually you can reroll it like a bunch of times now, so it's less of a nightmare. But I was doing this for like, I think 4 hours one night, just trying to get the first build made, and I was like, God damn it, what is this hell? And you're like, can this even spawn on like a shield? You start convincing yourself nonsense. You're like, what the fuck? Pew Pew says class enchantments are for guns and shield. Oh, cool. Okay, so they're okay. Fast enchantments are for guns and shields. So yeah, shields we can't get, but guns we can't. Gotcha. So unfortunately, we would have to make, yeah, so we can't get that. Perfect. Thank you for telling me that, Pew Pew. BC says, better late than never, Pew Pew. We love to have you. Exactly. I agree. People popping in all the time. I appreciate it immensely. I'm always bewildered by people giving me a chance. Regularly. Jammer says, I've never seen it on anything but the shield. Okay. BC says, when there will be, oh, so where there's a will, there's a way. Yeah, thank you. thank you. Pew Pew says, YouTube is 95% skill coming from experience. Ooh, what you mean? What you mean, Pew Pew? Are you like a secret fucking million sub channel? YouTube is a 95 skill coming from experience. Yeah, no, I agree with that, man. I do think YouTube is that's the more I'm learning right now. I'm reading business book after business book and all these things. I do think that's correct. I do think YouTube is very much a game. Like to me, I think not just YouTube. I think it's anything. I think anything in life there is variability, big time variability to where some might call it luck. But I think it's up to you to not use luck as an excuse, but to use luck as you're gonna have to get so good at flipping the coin that you take something that seems like luck and makes it actually work. Because I think that's all that life is. Life isn't guaranteed, but you can desperately increase your percentage chance for success. So even if it's only by 1%, but if you do that 1% and you keep finding 1%, like 5% every year, within a couple of years, you'll have almost a 50% chance. And as long as you're able to flip the coin quite a lot, you'll be able to get something, you know? Granted, it's also complexity, which is, well, it's complexity based on, I guess, what you want to be complex. So I think you can make it simplified. You can also make it more complex. And I think I'm in the category where I'm trying to create a system or a format that makes it so that I can constantly do things. But yeah. But now you got me curious, Pew Pew. What do you mean talking from experience? What does that mean? What does that mean? Jammer says, don't need you to always show up. That's being perfect. The fact that you think out of the box is good enough. I mean, Jammer, to me, I agree. I think that's I appreciate that, by the way. But the only thing I do think is I kind of have this sense of like the content creators that I grew up watching were like Achievement Hunter and things like that. And to me, they always showed up. You know, they were consistent. And maybe their videos were not always like the most bangers of bangers, but I always appreciated as a kid having someone who always showed up, you know, like when days were bad, if they weren't there, it got bad. You know, you could get bullied, you got your shit kicked out of you, but there's this escape, you know. So I guess to me, I have that like kind of maybe false, but like this what's it called? Like this perspective, not perspective. It's like my perspective of that is maybe skewed, and maybe I can't offer that to the extent in which they did. But it's something that I kind of always wanted to aim for. But maybe you're right. Maybe it's just something that's not able to really. Yeah, maybe sometimes you're not able to always be there, which is a shitty thing. But also we stream, so I think we found a way to kind of hold both of our ideals. Granted, it's a good bit of work. You know, when you've worked a whole day, we're streaming, and now after I'm done streaming, I'm gonna go have to try to edit a video. So it's like a kind of a full non-stop thing. But for what it's worth, I'm not actually burnt out or anything like that. I do find that we're talking a lot about me, by the way. I'm so sorry. But I do find that I find myself in a place right now, which I was in a place where I was just gunning it for like 6 months straight. I'm finally starting to get to the place where I'm feeling very how to put it, not like burnt out, not at all, but I am very much more like I need to just pause on the like ravenous learning and applying of various skills and understandings of like books and business and value creation and strategy and systematizing things and programming formats into things. I need to like have a breather, almost like I need to like, you almost need to walk away so that you can get back into it. Otherwise you're kind of cluttered, I guess. That kind of how I'm feeling right now. But also you don't want to like, I hunger for momentum. I hunger for to hitting the mark essentially. So the idea that you're gonna like, I don't want to walk away because I'm finally starting to get good at this, but it's also like I'm I feel very close to being like, there's days when I feel like I literally am like repulsed by a prospect of like, you know, sometimes making a video. Of course you push through, but there's other times where, yeah, and I don't think it's burnt out necessarily. It doesn't feel like burnout. It feels like what do you call it? Too much. But it's not like too much of doing a video. It's too much of just doing only that thing, you know? That makes sense? I mean, it doesn't. Lonzy says, I will say Grin. Grin's Pew Pew says, I subbed at around 6K, but never bothered with the streams because it just wasn't in me after quitting Twitch. Oh shit! You were a streamer? Holy shit, Pew Pew! You have a whole ass thing. Pew Pew says, one question though, Grin. Explosions? What does that mean? Are you Torg? What's that mean? Companion damage. Critical hits. Fire rate. Fire damage. No more rolls. I hate that we're like so close to doing one more roll. God damn it, don't fucking open up I hate the thing. Go. Where is my thing? I got a coffee cup in the way. There we go. Okay, back at the game. Stop what is that? Why is it? Stop opening. Shut up, Tina, you fucking man-child or whatever. I don't know. Stop it. It keeps telling me, it keeps clicking here. Making me mad. B says, hell yeah, love me a little cringe. I can't, man. Cringe is already hard enough for me to watch. Some people love it. Some people get like a sick energy bump from it. For me, I just feel, I feel empathy. I feel like I completely feel their experience. And I'm like, God, no. Put me out of my misery, please. I think I hit the fucking thing again. Maybe I missed it. Good. I maybe hit the. Oh, look, go to our like trailer again. I'm like, why is that advertised here? Like, what? We're playing the fucking game. Why is there a trailer even relevant? Pew Pew says, I have not done YouTube in 4 years. Golly. And do not plan on going back. What did you do on YouTube? You don't have to tell me the channel. I'm just curious about what the thing, because you said it was what do you call it, 95% skill. So I'm curious about what the realm in which you were able to cultivate that said skill. What kind of value did you offer, I suppose? Which I'd say like that's not a judgment. I'm just curious because like what was the thing you were featured on your channel essentially? Listening, it says, I wouldn't have it any other way. I appreciate you for listening, and I also appreciate when you would talk about things you get into or are into. Thank you so much, Lindsay. Pew Pew says, some of BC's messages didn't show up for me, but I love you little monster, you do be you. Okay. Pew Pew says, I will say, you are working really hard, but the shortcut is to look at the top channels in the category you want to be a part of and ask what makes this appealing. Then incorporating your yeah, that's another one of the things I learned from the books I recently seen, which is like what do you call it? You should ask how people are doing things, and again, it's like the whole idea of your whole idea of making content is trying to provide value to other people, so you need to know what people are valuing the most and then kind of trying to emulate that to a degree in which makes sense. But it's also kind of hard because I want to do this for a good bit, so it's kind of like a half and half. You want to find and capture and create value, but then simultaneously you also want to create something that you can continuously create and not get like completely annihilated by, you know? Because if you end up kind of creating what everyone else is currently creating, I feel like you might get melted a little bit. Like your enthusiasm for the craft, I guess, will kind of get devoured. Granted, I guess it's just about gaining momentum and letting it lose it and then gaining it again, right? I did 100% content, like 100% game. Compilations. Okay, achievement. Collecting one of everything. Really? Huh. That's okay. Achievement collecting one of everything. Interesting. I kind of have a slight inference on what that could be, because yeah, I watched Achievement Hunter, so I get that kind of slight sense of it. But yeah, that's awesome, man. I love to hear that stuff. I didn't know we had a fellow content creator in the mix just now. Thank you so much for stopping by. I don't have too many content creator friends. I have Mike Atrocity, and even then, he's not really content creating anymore. But I'm also a hermit, so I kind of get it. I'm not very much a person who. Sometimes I'm the talking person, and I like making people feel happy, and other times I'm very. I got anxiety. Like, anxiety sometimes rears its head, and you're like, where the fuck did you come from, and why are you here now? You know. And not beforehand. What was different about this situation to the other perception or situation? But it is what it is. That's not good enough answer. We need to improve. We need to get better, stuff like that. But ladies and gentlemen, it is 7. I gotta use the washroom again because I drink a lot of water because I'm dehydrated. But hopefully I can see you lovely people again. I have to make a thumbnail for you guys before so I can upload that really quick because I don't have a video thumbnail queued up. So the video usually goes up as soon as we're done streaming, but it might take a little bit of time to get to you before we end the right after we end the stream. Not compilations. Completions. Achievement collecting of one of everything completions. Oh, okay. Oh, so like interesting. So like let's plays. Is that right? Like let's play kind of, or just like this is just showing people where to collect this stuff. Pew says, "What's the stream schedule?" I got you, Pew. Where is the button? This is the button. Stream schedule is Monday. We take off because I can't handle. I'm not really taking it off. I'm just recording videos for the day. What's good, Roger? Oh, the fluff is back. The very precipice. We stream basically on weekdays on YouTube. So Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday are all YouTube streams, and then we spread ourselves a little bit thin, just because I don't like to hedge all my bets in one streaming service because none of them have. I think it's different odds of getting people in there. Regardless, also it's just that I don't know. Both of them haven't really been too kind to me, so I have no allegiance. Anyways, Saturday is, of course, Twitch. So basically stream on YouTube, weekdays, weekends, Twitch, stuff like that. So yeah. Ba, 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 ba. Also, Raj pops in with a laugh. What's good, Raja? BC says, I can't 100% a game, man. Only games that I really, really love. Even get close to. Yeah, same thing, man. I'm not. To me, like, I'm game for like do all the side quests, do all the main story, do stuff like that. That's fine. But when it says like collect 5 shards that are sprinkled around the map and you have to follow like a guide online to get, it just seems like, what? What is happening? Why? Fluff says, I'm back just in time. Damn, yeah. BC says, I think Bloodborne was my first platinum game. I loved that game. Yeah. No, I think that's a lot of people's prestige. Also, I think it kind of helped you have purpose. I think in a game like Bloodborne, sometimes you can kind of be aimless because you have no idea where to go and why you're going there. So I think that kind of helps with that problem. Like achievement guy being like, oh, there's 4 endings or something? Let me try to get all of them. Pew Pew says, mods late again, sick my head. So, what do you call it? With that being said, though, what do you call it? We don't have as many viewers to warrant, I think people, honestly, I've talked about this every time I stream, but like, you guys have no idea. I always prepare for the worst. So I'm ready for like 6 people to come in here and be like, what a fucking loser. Look at his stupid hands. Look at his stupid hair. I hate him. And I'm like ready, primed. It's never happened yet. So we haven't really needed our mods to be like, ugh. But also our mods come out in droves usually. And by mods, I mean Fluff. I mean Fluff. And sometimes Executy's a mod as well. PP says, oh no, rather, BC says, welcome back, Fluff. Roger says, I would see I have arrived a tad bit late this morning. We're just happy to have you pop in for a minute, Roger. You're absolute company, all right? Red says, fun stream. Good night, everyone. Thanks so much for stopping by, Red. Pew Pew says, use YouTube as the factory to get your content out there while doing Twitch. Think kind of like what Ludwig did. A moment to use YouTube is bringing people over. He popped off on Twitch, and the rest was history. I understand Pew Pew, but I also feel like it's a touch different. Not only because I've heard, maybe that's a decent thing, especially now that we have a streaming archive channel, kind of. But at the same time, I don't know what was we had a reason for why that we did what we did. I don't know what it was though. I forgot. But it was a reason that had a baseline understanding. But I also wondered that, like, I think it might be right. Maybe we'll try that now. But right now, yeah. I'm sorry, PB. I'm also in such a way that I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm in like we're trying to, my main thing right now is to just try to create content that people are searching for, people want, stuff like that, right? So like, to me, I feel like people talk about like, well, you should get merch or you should get referral links. And I'm kind of like, I think I should just make sure I'm confident in my ability to hit the mark and make something that people want to see consistently, you know? And then maybe we'll do the Twitch thing. We'll start pulling people in that way. But I forget why we were using YouTube as our mainstay. Also, Pew Pew, as far as Fluff not being here, Fluff also has a kidney stone, so I feel like he's got a pretty good excuse for why he may not be here. Fluff says, wasn't my first, but my 2 perfect games on stream were AC Origins and Custom Quest. Ooh, okay. Once again, it says, if that ever happens, I will destroy whatever said that to you, Grin. No, I thought, okay, that's the worst thing, man. I hate when people stick up for me like that, because then they just get the splash damage. I genuinely have been, I don't mean to have a little pity party, but yeah, learning disability, hands all fucked up. You kind of get used to people having an opinion or saying some things, you know. Pew Pew says, nah, man, we each need to do our own thing. That's how we grow. Yeah, I was joking about. Yeah, I know, but I just sometimes words don't articulate everything, you know. I would hate for someone to be like, fuck you, I'm doing my best, you know. That's why I want to just pad that out if possible. But ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you guys do enjoy the rest of your day. Appreciate you guys putting out with me. Hopefully I can see you guys again over at twitch.tv. That is our Saturday hangout stream. And yes, hopefully I can see you there. Thank you kindly for your time. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of your night, and I'll upload a video soon. I don't know what channel it'll be on though. Maybe share your grin. Maybe some meme nonsense. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you kindly for your time, and goodbye.